I'm Jay. We got Steve behind the camera. This is the Heads Up Show, and today we are going to deconstruct this Riddell SpeedFlex helmet. Let's do it. We're going to take off the face mask, and then we're going to take off the chin strap, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to start taking out the pad. You know, if anybody who plays football knows, if you go a whole entire season without cleaning things up and keeping things tidy, they get really funky fast.
Things get funky.
Yep. So that's why you would want to do this. I would say if you're looking to repaint your helmet, recondition your own helmet, modify the helmet for some reason, don't do it. You might think you can paint with a spray can pretty well. Keep that stuff away. It could negatively impact the integrity of the shell. Okay, so first things first. I got here the Riddell quick release tool. I'm going to show you how to take off these with the tool, and then I'm going to show you how to do it with a screwdriver in case you don't have one of these.
Good idea.
Okay, so this goes right in here, pops right out. Easy, right? This goes right in here. Same thing.
Done.
Just press in the little pin, and then that piece comes off, and we'll flip it over, just do the other side. I prefer the tool, Steve.
I prefer it because it's plastic, so if you slip, you're not going to gouge your helmet.
And I'm using a foot-long screwdriver, so a smaller one would make it a little bit easier to control to make sure you don't slip and gouge anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, this is what this is designed for, and these little pegs here work great. So now we're going to basically use a screwdriver here and just unscrew the strap lock, and behind this screw is a little T-nut. So you can see right in here the screw.
Yep.
And once we take the pads out, I think that Riddell tapes them.
Yeah, usually.
Most of the time, anyway.
All right.
Same thing on the other side. All right, so now we're almost there. We're going to basically grab our our Riddell quick release tool again, and we're going to use this part to take off the thumb screws, the chin strap thumb screws.
Yeah, and I tell you, if they're put on correctly, you're going to kind of need that tool, because if you can just pop that off real loose with your fingers, that means they're not on tight enough.
And we have these kind of loose.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to be that loose while you're playing, because then the vibrations from every hit, and they could come out, and then you're not going to find one of these things if you lose it out on the football field. Now we've got just the shell.
Yep.
Okay. So these little guys right here, it's a flat head, and just unscrew it. And I think that this is probably one of my favorite recent upgrades to a helmet, because this threaded valve cap threads into the pads, or excuse me, the bladders underneath, and there's a hole in the top so you can put your needle through it. It locks everything in place. It's fantastic. So we'll get all these guys out.
Go ahead.
All right, and then we got two more over here on the sides. So Steve, in total, we have 5 of these on the helmet.
Yes.
All right. Now this is another reason why you might want to take your helmet out. If you don't use the proper lubricant on the little needle when you put the needle in here, so just like on a basketball, a football, a soccer ball, if you're blowing those up with a needle and you don't use the proper lubricants, over time, that dry needle going into that rubber, it's going to weaken it, and then you're going to have a problem. So we get calls, not every day, but not regularly enough, where people's pads don't work anymore. They're bladders, and they're looking to buy new bladders, and they can't find them anywhere. So we do not sell bladders. This is not just for the Riddell helmets. This is for any helmet that's going to have a bladder system like this.
Yeah, you got to.
This guy just pops right out. Got a little piece of Velcro right here.
Yep.
And then now it's gone. Now, when you take this out, we have really easy access to now these guys. These are the other sides of those pins that hold in the face mask. Okay?
Yep.
So we also have these gray grommets here, and they're made out of rubber. I don't have fingernails. So what I do is I kind of lift it up, and I'll kind of push it through. They're not the friendliest things, but you don't want these to be the friendliest things. You want them to be difficult to remove. They're much easier to remove than they are to put back in.
You're not kidding.
If you have these grommets for the Speed, they will not work with the SpeedFlex.
Correct.
They gotta be the SpeedFlex grommets. This is the rear bumper. And you can see here, see there's a snap.
Yeah.
And this unsnaps.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it shouldn't be.
All right.
Yep.
And then it kind of hugs the pads, and see how easy this now comes out? And really, you don't need to take off the face mask and all that other stuff to get to this.
Yeah.
Right now it's almost out.
It has a little strap that goes through
Right.
the padding
So
there.
you'll see right here,
Yeah.
this guy. You have to take this one off and then pull this pad out to get this little strap. This is kind of like a stirrup that you would have on, you know, baseball socks or something.
Yeah.
So now this guy can be removed and can be cleaned. Okay, so now we have access to these white pads in here, and this one should just pop right out because we've removed this.
Right.
Same thing here. And now we have the rear piece and the rear bumper, and these are connected, right?
Yeah, so it pops right out.
And then on the front one,
Same thing.
same deal. Now this has a couple more screws down here.
They're just 2 Phillips.
2 Phillips screws. And here are the little screws that go in, go in there. And then this guy will just pop right out, like
Done.
so.
There you have it.
And you'll see here, the front bumper, if you wanted to replace this front bumper to make it black, you're buying this whole piece. So what we have here is a nice piece of super, super, super sticky tape that's got Velcro on one side. That's what they use to hold these guys in. These are the little T-nuts that hold in the strap locks.
Yes.
Don't paint your own helmet. Don't try to recondition your own helmet. If you had to change out some of these parts here because your bladder went bad or your needle nipple went bad, that could be one reason why you would get to this point.
Yeah.
But let the professionals do this stuff. Okay, so that's how you take apart the Riddell SpeedFlex helmet. And if you have any questions or there's anything else you'd like to see like this, definitely let us know. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.